Thank you Sakuraco and TokyoTreat for sponsoring today's video. Hi friends, it's Mori desu. Today I'll be going to Tokyo to celebrate my college friend's birthday. So join me as I get ready for the day while I also do a quick Q&A. I ask my motivators on my YouTube community and Instagram to ask me questions about anything under the sun, about life in Japan, tips and advices, and so on. Surprisingly, aside from the occasional questions about studying, I got a lot of questions about living in Japan and traveling around. By the way, if you're interested with the accessories and makeup products I'm using in the video, I'll be putting the details in the description box below. So, without further ado, let's start! I think this solely depends on the person. Some may feel that life in another country feels great, gives you freedom, while some may find it very difficult. As for me, although I truly enjoy living here in my dream country, there are of course still a lot of struggles. It's hard when you're not fluent in the language of the country you're living in. My Japanese level right now is enough for me to get by in my everyday life here. But then, sometimes I'll be dealing with doctors, tax officers, landlords who uses difficult Japanese terms, and suddenly I'm hit with the reality that I still have a long way to go. It's hard when you have food cravings that you can only find in your home country. I mean, I could always cook for myself, but there are just some things that are way better back home. But the hardest part would be missing your loved ones. When someone is sick or struggling in your home country and you can't do anything to help them because you're far away, it just breaks your heart. So to answer this question, yes, it's hard living in a foreign country, but it could also be rewarding, especially when this is something that you've dreamed of. It's something that I would recommend everyone to at least try once in their life if you are given the opportunity. It may or may not work out, but you will definitely learn a lot from it. Which brings me to this next question. Do I like living in Japan? I admit that in the almost 5 years of living in Japan, there are a lot of thoughts that has crossed my mind. Should I go back home? Do I want to settle here? Where do I see myself living in the next, let's say, 10 years? Is this all worth it? One factor that really makes me rethink about living here is the cost of living. With the inflation rate going higher, it's a struggle to keep up with the living expenses, unless of course, you are either rich or you have a high-paying job. But overall, the pros always outweigh the cons. I like the culture, the feeling of safety, the food, the fashion trends, and the beautiful sceneries. So, yes, I like living in Japan. In my opinion, Japan is not perfect, but no other country is. Also, every day, I am reminded of how I used to just pray for this, and I'm literally here living the dream. I'm just really grateful. It actually varies from where you live in Japan. Like, for example, let's say I am earning around 150,000 yen per month. Since I am living in a rural area in Japan, I can live just enough to meet my daily expenses. But if you were to take me to Tokyo with this salary, I will have a hard time surviving because the apartment as big as the one I'm living in right now will definitely have a higher rental fee. My advice is to check the prefecture you plan to live in. Research about the minimum salary range, the average apartment rent, and lastly, think about the kind of lifestyle you currently have. I mentioned earlier that I like the feeling of safety here, but it's not always safe. There was also a time where I felt unsafe. Just a quick story time, last year around September, there was an incident that happened near the school I was working at, where a man was trying to make me get inside his car so he could take me home. I politely said no, but he was persistent, and even went as far as grabbing my bag while saying over and over, "Let's go." Thankfully, I was safe, but I reported this immediately to the school, to which they reported to the police, and they patrolled the area for weeks. So what I'm saying is, danger is everywhere. No matter who you are and where you are, always be careful and observant of your surroundings. Another reason why I like Japan: their snacks. You too can enjoy a slice of Japan through these Japanese-themed snack boxes. Sakuraco and TokyoTreat invite you to experience Japan from the comfort of your homes. If you're not yet familiar with Sakuraco, it is a monthly authentic Japanese subscription box. Each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and tablewares. One thing that I also love is that they've been supporting local Japanese snack makers. And here is TokyoTreat, which is a monthly pop Japanese snack subscription box where you can get 20 of the latest, most exclusive, limited edition, and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks that are only available here in Japan. Both of them have this booklet where you can learn more about the featured snacks, even the allergen information, plus interesting stories about Japanese culture. I truly enjoy reading the articles here. Osaka is known as Japan's culinary capital. This month's box theme and snacks capture Osaka's fun and exciting eats and snack flavors that you must try. And for Sakuraco, mochi and fruit are two delicacies that hold a special place in the hearts of many Japanese people. You too can celebrate and experience the artistry and flavors with specially curated treats and teas. They are also great as gifts to your loved ones. These are available for a limited time, so make sure to check out the link in the description box below. Again, thank you Sakuraco and TokyoTreat for sponsoring today's video, and thank you my dear friends for always supporting me. I love you all! As a tourist, one of the things you should know before coming to Japan is that most Japanese speak little to no English, especially in the countryside. Of course, the number of English speakers are increasing, but when you're traveling, it's best to prepare some kind of translators such as mobile apps, or you could learn basic Japanese yourself. Learning even simple Japanese phrases will come a long way, plus the locals will appreciate the effort. Also, be prepared for weather changes. Summer here in Japan is very humid, and in spring, the weather rapidly changes from cool breezes in the morning to hot, sweaty afternoons. So always check the weather app, and if there is a weather emergency, Japan's convenience stores will always be there to save the day. would love to, but it's not that easy. I still have a long way to go. According to my research, if you want to apply for permanent residency, you must be 1. Of good behavior in Japan, 2. You must have sufficient assets or you're able to live independently, 3. Your permanent residency is in Japan's national interest, in which one of the requirements is that you've lived in Japan for at least 10 years, and lastly, you must have a Japanese guarantor. Another way to live in Japan permanently is what they call naturalization. It only requires you to live in Japan for 5 years, but you have to change your citizenship to Japanese. The process is also more intensive since you will also be evaluated about your Japanese speaking and writing capabilities. I've been here for almost 5 years already, so 5 more years if I want to have that permanent residency, plus a lot more money. According to my traveler friend, if you're planning on a day tour from Tokyo, you can visit Karuizawa, which is full of beautiful sceneries such as Shiraito Falls and Kumoba Pond. You can also visit Yamanashi, where you can see the stunning view of Mount Fuji while also enjoying other sceneries. If you do plan on staying overnight, definitely check out Sapporo. They have delicious food and is famous for its annual snow festival held in February. As for me, I definitely recommend that you check out Ibaraki Prefecture, where I currently live. It is only an hour or so from Tokyo and also has a lot of amazing tourist spots such as Mount Tsukuba, Hitachi Seaside Park, Kairakoen, and many more. And that's it, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is just a very quick Q&A, so I wasn't able to answer all of the questions you sent me, but I'll definitely do another one related to studying Japanese and the jobs I've had in Japan. Stay safe always, and I love you all. Mata ne!